Okay, here we go with video number 2. So I really hope you like this one. We're going to be making some gorgeous little geishas. So paper dolls made from the Achievements Stack Pack 6, the 6x6 Stack Pack Achievements, and just chosen a few sheets out of there. And we'll start with the head. Okay, so all I've had to do here is just with some black and white paper punch out 2 black circles with the large circle punch and 1 white one, and I've cut myself a small strip to use for the neck. So we'll start assembling our head. So I'm using the new mini tape runner, and we'll put our neck on, and the neck can be as wide or as skinny as you like. There's no particular size there for the neck. Now we'll just pop the head on. The face, sorry. Now the face doesn't have any detailing in it, and that was quite intentional. You can put some eyes on if you like, but you don't really need to. So now we're just going to cut out the shape for the hair. So all I'm doing is just cutting out a shape that I like. It's up to you how much or how little face you show. Simple as that. Okay, a little bit of tape runner on the back, and line it up with the face. And then I've cut myself out of the sheet that's got the numbers on it. On the back there was some nice decoration, so I've just cut myself out a little decoration for her hair. And you could obviously, if you want to, add some bling to that, that would be personal choice. Okay, now we're going to make the collar that goes around her neck. Okay, so all I've done is I've chose a contrasting sheet of paper, and I've cut myself out a 1-inch strip with my trimmer. So just a 1-inch strip, and I've scored it down the centre. And the reason I've scored it down the centre is when I fold this, I'd like it to be a have a fabric feel, so it's quite thick and quite three-dimensional. So all I'm going to do here is put a little bit of tape on the back of the neck, line it up in the centre there. Okay, and then all we're going to do is just fold this around, just to create that sort of layered look. And this is the collar of the kimono, and you're not going to be able to see this underneath. So all we're going to do is a little bit of tape here, little bit of tape here, and then we're going to trim these excess pieces away. You're not going to need them, and they're only going to cause bulk. Okay, so we'll get rid of those. And now we'll move on to her kimono, which is once again very easy. I've chosen a nice patterned paper out of the Stack Pack. You can use any of them. They all work really well with this project. So we're going to do some scoring. I put my scoring blade in my trimmer, and we're going to score at the 3-inch mark. No, at the 2-inch mark, sorry. At the 2-inch mark, and then at the 4-inch mark. Okay, and that's just going to give us a nice fold. Okay, so the dress will fold over beautifully. And then we're going to do a little bit more scoring at the top, just to create a thick collar that comes around over the top of that one, because the kimono is really quite layered. So we're just going to score a couple of lines using the grid, just the first one and the second one. So our original score lines run this way, and these two run across the top. And then we're going to fold it over. So this is the side we're going to see. We're folding it over this way to create a nice contrasting collar. Okay, and that's going to be up here on our doll. Okay, now we need to create some shoulders. She needs to have little shoulders. So all we're going to do is we're going to freehand cut from the edge to that first fold, and about as deep as you like your collar. So it's about probably 2 centimetres, possibly 1.5 maybe. One on this side and one on this side, and that's going to give us a nice line to fold. So now we're going to do a little bit of assembly, and we want our head to be a little bit higher than the top of the kimono. So we'll just put some tape down the centre there just to hold it in place. as I said, we just want that collar to be a little bit higher than the kimono. You'll get the feel for it in a second. And then we're just going to fold these shoulders down, okay? So that's just creating her shoulders, and you can personalise that as far or as little over as you wish to. Okay, and once again we'll just give it a small amount of adhesive. It doesn't need much. It's just to hold it in place so it doesn't all fall apart. And then this one comes over and nicely hides all of that bulk that was under there. Now once again, you can just do a tiny amount of adhesive. It really doesn't need much. We don't want it to all squash down and be flat. We want it to have a kind of a nice full feel. Now what we're going to do is create her cummerbund that's going to go in the centre of this. Actually, I might use a slightly paler one. I think that's going to just merge in a little bit too much. I think this one will be a little bit nicer. I don't want it to be too dark. So all I'm going to do here is cut myself a strip, and this can be any width you like, so there's no real rule to how wide. And I'll also at the same time cut a strip to go in the centre. So just a small piece, and this is going to go in the centre of the cummerbund. So there's no real rules to the width. It's all personal choice at this point in time. Okay, so we'll just put this together. So we'll just put a bit of tape on there just to hold it in place. Running it up nicely, and then this is going to run across the centre here. So the idea is that it just meets there, just where those layers are, and then we'll put a little bit on the back, folding it over, and I'm going to take off some of this. We don't really need the whole lot folding over. A little bit of tape there, and over it goes. So we're coming together nicely. Now all that's left to do is the sleeves. So I will need a sheet of paper. Where's my paper gone? There it is. Okay, so we want the sleeves to match the front. So all we do here is a 2-inch strip. So with our trimmer, or 2.5 inches, I think will be a nicer depth. So 2.5 inches, we're making the sleeves now. 2.5 inches by 4 inches. And we're going to do a little bit of scoring as well. So we want, once again, we want a nice fold down. So we're going to score at that 2 square mark. And that's going to fold over. Let's put that one out of the way. That one's going to fold over and match up with that original fold there. Okay, so I'm going to corner round at this stage, just those corners, before we put it together, all together. And this is really, you know, just nice and basic. A little bit of tape under there to hold that down so it doesn't pop up, and a couple of pieces of adhesive in there, and here we go. So down to that collar, and there we have her. She's just gorgeous. Now I might just decorate her cummerbund just with a little flower, just to give her a little bit of a nice look. And there we have her. So these are just so easy to make. Oh, that one's coming off. I haven't stuck it down at all. There we are. These really are so easy to make, and you can put them on a card, you could put them on a page, you could use them as a bookmark, but they really are just so sweet and so easy. So I hope you enjoy making paper dolls this afternoon. Bye for now.